This is 7 National News, and in our top story, rulers, religious leaders, and legal experts have welcomed a new law against hate crimes and religious or racial discrimination. The anti-discriminatory law, issued following a decree by President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, criminalizes any acts that stoke religious hatred and which insult religion through any form of expression. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, said the law guarantees the freedom of individuals from religious intolerance and underpins the UAE's policy of inclusiveness. The laws cover speech and the written word, books, pamphlets, as well as online media, and includes provisions for punishing anyone for terming other religious groups or individuals as infidels or unbelievers, according to the Emirates news agency WAM. Sheikh Lubna Al-Qasimi, the Minister of International Cooperation and Development, stated that while we see a phenomenon where many societies are marred by division and the spread of conflicts due to outbreaks of racial or religious discrimination, the UAE has taken measures and decisions which safeguard against all negative factors that can lead to infighting and discrimination. The head of the Emirates Human Rights Association, Mr. Mohammed Al-Kaabi, was also quoted in local reports as saying that the law was an advanced civilized step to protect the rights and dignity of citizens and residents, with other international experts adding that the new law would also combat the rising threat of global terror. Penalties for violation of the provisions of the law include jail terms ranging from 6 months to more than 10 years and fines of 50,000 dirhams to 2 million dirhams. One person died on Dubai roads and more than 41,000 fines were issued for motorists during Eid Al Fitr. Colonel Saif Al-Mazroui, the director of the General Department of Traffic at Dubai Police, said that 40,170 of the fines were recorded by speed cameras, while 1,253 were fines for speeding at intersections, with most of the offenses occurring on Sheikh Zayed Road. According to police, during the holiday, there were 3 major road incidents, where the fatality occurring on Friday at about 2:30 p.m. when a lorry overturned in Jabal Ali. Last year, 1 person was killed during Eid Al Fitr. The traffic chief said that 25% of the road incidents in the first half of this year were a result of tailgating, 24% were because of drivers not paying attention to the road, and 21% were caused by drivers suddenly swerving. And the Eid Al Fitr holiday period saw a record of 546 traffic accidents at different parts of Ras Al Khaimah, despite repetitive awareness campaigns. The accidents included 7 serious and 539 minor cases. RAC police officials were quoted as saying that their operation room received up to 2,648 calls during the 4 days on a variety of issues, from reports on traffic accidents, crimes, fire, and other general inquiries. Around 81% of private schools in the capital provide adequate protection and guidance to their pupils, nearly double the number of institutions providing the same during 2009-2011 academic year, according to the results of school inspections carried out by the Abu Dhabi Educational Council. The results came after a total of 456 private schools were assessed by ADEC's Private Schools and Quality Assurance Sector over the course of 3 twice-yearly cycles between 2009-2015. During these inspections, which were launched in 2009, schools were divided into 3 bands. High-performing schools receive a Band A ranking, while satisfactory ones are in Band B, and those that need significant improvement are placed in the Band C category. In general, around 70% of Abu Dhabi Emirates private schools have improved in their effectiveness grade. The current inspection cycle results show that 55% of private schools have at least satisfactory performance, of which 14%, representing a total of 25 schools, are Band A or high-performing schools. In general, according to ADEC, schools have shown an overall improvement across all performance standards, during the past 3 cycles, as 56% showed at least satisfactory student attainment and progress performance standards in comparison with 32% during the first cycle. Only 17 schools are currently in Band C and have not shown any improvement since the launch of the inspections, prompting the ADIC to issue them a warning letter. More than 14,600 companies have registered for the General Directorate of Residency and Foreigners Affairs online service in the first 6 months of this year, as the e-portal is set to become the only medium for companies to apply for residency issuance, visit visas, and work permits starting from September 1st. In total, over 50,000 companies have registered for the service. Previously, the rules stipulated that all companies employing over 5 people must use the e-portal. Major General Mohammed Ahmed Al-Marri, the Director General of the GDRFA, said that starting September, all companies and establishments in Dubai will be obliged to use the e-service when submitting applications for their employees, as no manual applications will be accepted by the department. He stressed that through the e-portal, companies will find that all official procedures will be faster, easier, and more efficient. All companies are required to register at one of the Directorate's branches before using the service. So far, only 3 GDRFA branches are accepting e-portal applications from companies: the GDRFA branch in Festival City, Bin Sugat Mall, and the main headquarters in Al Jafiliya. The Environment Agency in Abu Dhabi has set up 10 new monitoring and control stations in order to evaluate the condition of the coral reefs in the Emirates' coastal waters. Newly installed monitoring stations in Abu Dhabi's coastal waters are being inspected at 6-month intervals to record coral reef data. It was mentioned that the stations monitor temperature fluctuation hourly throughout the year and assess data related to coral growth, live coral, dead coral, and coral diseases. The systems will also monitor the algae that grow around corals and study coral reef fish and other living organisms. It was added that many random visits are conducted to assess the condition of the coral and identify any effects of natural or man-made events. Experts in coral health have suggested that the general health of corals had generally deteriorated in the tropics and subtropics of the world, including the Arabian Gulf area, because of rises in temperature and, most importantly, coastal development. More research has revealed that despite the low biological diversity of coral reefs in general, it appears that protected reefs do return to their normal condition and replenish their losses. The monitoring stations are set up at Ras Ganda, Al Sadiyat, Al Dabiya, Al Hayel, Dalma, Makasib, Al Yasat, Baraka, and Sir Baniyas areas in the Emirate. And finally, in the bulletin, extreme summer temperatures can have adverse effects on vehicles, which can lead to road accidents. But with a bit of caution and upkeep, passengers and their vehicles can endure the hot summer season without unpleasant incidents. With the harsh summer climate of the region, proper maintenance of cars is of paramount importance, especially with the dusty and sandy conditions, as well as the high temperatures. Checks should happen regularly to avoid breakdowns or accidents. According to experts, high temperatures can become a serious problem for tires, especially if they are not properly maintained. Incorrect inflation pressures, poor wheel balance and alignment also contribute to a reduction in tire life and safety. A simple checklist will improve the chances of being safe during summer travel.
The first thing what I would highlight is the tires. Before starting the car, just have a check on the tires, whether the external is free from any damages. Look at the tire pressure and maintain the tire pressure so that the tire breakdowns are avoided. And replace the tire at regular intervals as when your service provider says. The next thing is look here for any abnormal noises once when you drive. Do not switch on the audio once when you get into the car. Switch it off for 2 minutes, listen any abnormal noise, so that will give you a noise about the belts if it is loose. any abnormal noise from the pulleys or any mechanical component so that you can refer it to the service center immediately. The third thing is have a check on the air condition before the summer starts. Change your filters so that you have a comfortable drive. The fourth thing is once when you're entering into a car, pull down your windows first, then start the car so that the hot air dissipates out rather than getting recirculated inside. Use a windshield screen, which is provided by the manufacturer wherever you get. Use it so that it avoids a direct sunlight hitting inside the car. Check for all coolant levels. Specifically, if your dash panel says any warning signal, including MIL, SRS, whatsoever, if you're not familiar with, immediately refer the car, which is a preventive measure than a breakdown measure.
Experts also warned that increased temperatures in the region can increase the possibility of vehicle fires. Research indicates that 75% of vehicle fires are caused by bad maintenance, mechanical or electrical failures or malfunctions. Collisions or overturns caused only 3% of these fires, but 57% of the associated deaths. 1/3 of non-fatal vehicle fire injuries occurred when civilians attempted to fight the fire themselves.
We have got few cases where people have procrastinated the required replacements. For example, we advise customers, your tire is hard, replace it. But he looks at the tire and say, hey, it has got tread, I can drive it. But it gets burst on the road. It would not take much of cost and time for the normal inspection. Rather than getting a breakdown, spending more, leaving without a car, they look for cheap alternatives. A genuine component is designed for the car and it has got a specific runtime. And once you want to save few dollars or few dirhams to go for cheap alternatives, we cannot trust, we cannot guarantee, and you are putting your drive on risk.